We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at the Australian Technology Park in lovely Sydney. Map 2 is going to be Case between Avant, Garde and Team Steelseries, and an expected strong showing from AV on Dust 2. So you reckon they're 2-0? I reckon Steelseries can bring it back. So that's my thoughts on that one anyway. So let's see how that goes. But what are your thoughts? What are your initial impressions of these two teams heading into this map?
Well, like I said, I expect this is going to be a 2-0. As I said, I spoke to PDG yesterday, and he was pretty confident about Avant's cash abilities. Okay. So we'll see what they can do, if he can put his money where his mouth is, so to speak.
Well, he's going to need a lot of money to fill it.
Well, he has got a lot of money.
Have you seen his inventory?
Oh my god!
Have you seen his? It's like
I think he's got
X Factor new
a whole the whole collection of karambits.
And he's giving away to Anders apparently, or no,
selling them. Yeah, something I don't know, whatever. But he's got a lot of money.
Disposable incomes, Australian esports. Enough said.
Yeah, we're rolling in the money here.
Yeah, this esports money is coming out my ears right now. Bench is just showering it over there. Okay, we're here on Case, and it's going to be the pistol round here between Steelseries and Avant Garde. Let's see what the Steelseries guys could produce for us here. A very important first round for them, and they are all setting up mostly towards the A side. Spikesberg is, I think he's A main. I think he's up on the boost there, so he is just taking his time as well. A couple shots coming out. Chriso getting a bit aggressive. A forward hold here for Avant Garde. Confident to come forward here into A main, and actually might force a bit of a different movement here out from Steelseries. Hard to get the jump on Avant when Chriso is already poking into A main. They're definitely taking control of that area of the map. So here we go. It looks like it is a bit of a rotation here. Spikesberg looking over short. No, they're still going to hit A pretty damn hard. Here we go. Nick coming in as well. Pistols, guns blazing as they hit on towards that side. Chris does find Fenrir there, and DevK combining nicely as well. Sheep sitting at the back at quad. Obez did pick one up in the meantime, but he's on its own now. And, didn't take long for him to be taking a dirt nap there. So everything about Avant Garde in that round screams confidence.
And yeah, like we went out and had breakfast in the morning, and they were all feeling pretty good. Everyone had a big breakfast and that sort of thing. So I think the general team atmosphere, so to speak, was pretty good going into this one. They felt pretty confident that they would be able to show up, so to speak, at this LAN, of course. And well, they're certainly doing it so far. I guess a small falter against Noxious in that second map, but nonetheless managed to pick up the best of two, and they're certainly doing what they need to do here in the second, I guess, game of their three. We'll see what they're going to do here. I wonder if PDG, as you say, has been deciding to sit somewhere in the aggressively. He does have that Mag 7, but not sure where he's sitting just yet. Nick going to be hanging around in vents, not going to be doing too much damage from there. The Molly going to scare him off a little bit. It looks like an execute here coming out onto the A site. Chris picks up one. Sheep on the crossfire, finds himself two, and that's going to be a very good round here coming out from the Avant guys. Nick gets taken down as well, and they're not even going to lose a gun, so they will be very happy with how that one's went.
I'm struggling to make sense of that push out onto A there by Steelseries. Ordinarily, you'd see them, a push would be two-pronged. So you'd have A main being worked, and you'd also have Squeaky and Long being worked. They sort of just piled into Squeaky and then just, vomited out of it. And, we saw Nick and Spikesberg trying to take a bit of control of mid, but Nick was stuffing around inside vents and stuff. I don't know. It just seemed like they were a little bit scattered in their approach here. So they've given that round over to Avant Garde, and now they are definitely going to be setting up here to try and put a few more on the board. Let's see what's happening. Nick and Spikesberg again. They're holding hands in mid. They like to do this, the two of them. They always duo up here. DevK puts a fair bit of damage onto them there from that box, and they are going to head in towards Checkers. Let's see what they can do. Flash, Molly, everything but the kitchen sink being thrown at him. Wouldn't be surprised to see the porcelain fly through the doorway as well at this stage. Mizu drops down. PDG, what did I say? The man he's got his Mag 7 out already. He's on the side there. Nick got a prime push it onto her. DevK gets completely destroyed as he tries to poke out from heaven. Now Chris is going to try working through B main. Finds one. Can he find a second? He does have a... He's got Famis. He should have the gun advantage. But look at this cover here by Spikesberg and by Nick. They are always covering the angle from two different directions. There's not much you can do. Doesn't matter what gun you've got. And of course now, last man standing is Sheik. Wow. Fenrir up on the bomb site. Prouder than a Honeymooners member hanging out of a window. Picks up the kill.
Alrighty then. Well, a decent pickup there for Steelseries. They shouldn't have really won that one, you would have expected. Of course, they were the eco team, but as you say, the eco is always more dangerous when you're not the one actually doing the ecoing, because you've got way more to lose, so to speak. And it's going to be now the Avant guys going for that eco. They've got a couple of deagles, and we've seen that those have proved ever so valuable so far for them. They've picked up, I think, 3 or 4 eco rounds so far today, and certainly going to be looking to pick up their 5th one here. They don't have a lot of grenades to work with, but that is going to help them. Nick taking a big headshot there. I'm not sure who that was from. Possibly DevK with that USP in the mid area. He's going to be spotted out there, though. He's going to see what he's going to do. He does find one, so another headshot coming out from him. And Obez and Nick are actually very low as well. Fenrir manages to find one onto Chris, but Sheep trades out another for Nick, and it's going to be a 3v3 at the moment. Definitely still in the favor of Steelseries with those guns, but Avant doing work so far in this eco round. Looks like it's going to be just a little bit of a slow passage of play at the moment now. It appears that Steelseries have decided they want to back out a little bit and go for a bit of a rotate. They're going to be heading towards B. The bomb is there in halls, and Obez is going to get here onto site. It's going to be all up to these two. It's going to be Haz here. He needs to find at least 2 kills here, you would expect. He's only got 39 HP. Does have a CZ, 11 bullets. Now he's down to 9 HP. Definitely just has to back out here. And I don't know what he's going to be able to do here. It's going to be Sheep playing from B, CT sort of area. And it's going to be looking like Haz is going to head towards the vents. But definitely would have to count him out here. He's got himself a FAMAS. I think he's actually going to decide to save here in T-spawn. And probably, you would have to say, a good decision there.
Yeah, if he can get some long-range picks, I mean, he's going to be happy for it here. I think he's actually going to get pushed onto here by Steelseries, and that was actually Sheep that got wrecked there as they pushed back in towards lobby. So, not really an important gun loss there. Has still gets to keep his FAMAS. And Avant-Garde, confident, you know, they're confident on this map. And as you heard there in a little bit of team chat, I think someone accidentally used the wrong button. Yeah, the wrong button. But come on, boys, is the sentiment right now. They are 2-2 here. So, you know, what seemed like a reasonably good start has quickly been turned around here. You can see the last 2 rounds have been in favour of Steelseries. So far, front runners, Obez, Fenrir, finally making a bit of a resurgence after a last map that was definitely not what he would have been looking for. Same on Avant-Garde now. We can see a push towards mid. A lot of flashes. That is some heavy flash towards mid. Sure, some action's going on there. Chriso's going to try and push in there. DevK went down. DevK always the man to try and take control of mid. That's a decent nade, but can Chris spray down? No, Spikesberg will find him there. Obez looking over towards Vance, and Peter G will pick him up there. There's Nick going to pull right on back. Spikesberg knows that Peter G was there, but Peter G, cleverly enough, has pulled out. Look to fight another day at this stage. Bomb's still in mid. Sheep just holding down A quite happily. And Spikesberg and Nick, well, going to be racking their brains. These two somehow always seem to be alive. I think it's the power of love that just keeps them alive with the hail of bullets, these two. Spikesberg with an appropriately pink logo there as well. Beautiful. Just, adding to my analogy there. I've had some shockers. Actually, good work keeping a straight face on the Honeymooner one. That was a good effort. I thought you were going to lose it then, but that's good. Haz goes down. Spikes finds him. 2v2 now. PDG and Sheep, they are split across the map. This is probably just exactly the way Avant would like it. Nick gets a good little bit of spray on towards Sheep. Sheep going to go very, very low, and they're going to push straight onto him there. Molly as well, I think, for another corner. Hello, thanks for coming, Nick. Good shot there from Sheep. He's going to back right out and be happy with that, but Spikes will still fight him with a shot through the door. The 1v1 is on now. PDG is low, but he has a kit. Spikesberg is even lower, and he hasn't managed to plant the bomb just yet. He's obviously default, easy enough place to plant the bomb. PDG has a decent inkling of where he is. Just a tip of a bullet would do it, but Spikesberg with 3 health makes it a rip-roaring 4K, and that is definitely... COD 4. Yes, he says that all the time. It's a thing, I'm telling you. Wow. Spikesberg there doing us proud from what many would say was the inferior FPS. Nicely played by him. So, MM2. Bit of banter for the boys here. You can almost hear them laughing through the wall. Avant are serious now. Like the serious caps are on. Nick now is going to be the man trying to do some damage in from mid. Not a lot really revealing itself to him. They want to push on towards DevK here. He always seems to be the man holding that area. And he's got the deagle this time. Petey over on the other side of the map did make the frag there as well with the pistol. He's the one getting ready to receive any sort of push out from vents, which is a definite possibility if they can get through DevK in the mid. Avant-Garde, not much in terms of firepower, just pistols there. DevK really just trying to respond back with some damage, but nothing much at this stage. PDG going to come through B main. DevK actually going to head back over towards that A side. But for the most part, Steelseries are happy, just biding the time. Nisu there gets the spray down on PD as he pushes out of B main. PD, one thing about the guy, always tends to be coming forward a little bit too much sometimes. That one occasion on Dust 2 where he held the bomb site perfectly, great. But generally, it's a habit of his to come a little bit too far forward. Confident player, but he's on a pistol round. He'd like to be able to do more damage to Steelseries' economy here. We've got one up in heaven, and that is Sheep. You can see Mizu is definitely looking for him now. There's a lot of smoke in his way, though, and the bomb does go down. A bit of damage to the guys on the side. Spikesberg again on his signature, 3 health points left. But he's just going to be watching mid. DevK is trying to coordinate something here with Sheep. And it's very, very tricky. They don't have control of check as Mizu going to gun him down. Obez now going to be looking in towards Hell as well. Up towards Heaven, back to Hell. And Sheep is going to poke his head through. Can he find a header? Fenrir caught unawares there. Goes quite low. A couple taps with the USP enough to send him reeling. But there are still 4 SteelSeries players on the map. And only one Sheep. Let's see what he can do. Only one Sheep, not a flock. Oh, and it's not going to be enough. Spikes, call him the Shepherd if you like. We'll pick up the final frag for the round. Again on 3 health.
Yeah, Sheep only needed to hit one of those shots with that USP of his onto Spikes, and he would have been down. But unfortunately for him, not the case. It's going to be a buy up here, or mostly a buy from Avant. We're going to be seeing Chris with that deagle of his, and he's been pretty strong with that so far. Let's see.
Really important spots for DevK here. Any sort of crossfire he can coordinate over mid is really important. You can see PDG was there now as well, just to help out, sitting up in vents there. Let's see what they can do, because they're always coming forward confidently, even when, obviously, right now we can see that they're behind in rounds. It's a fairly standard split here. Here's some cherries. It's very cute. Very standard split here for the guys from SteelSeries. You can see Fenrir. I doubt he'll push Squeaky on his own there. Obez finds a frag early. Bolstering the morale, surely, for SteelSeries now. They try and work something out. PDG and DevK with a couple kills in mid combined nicely. They had the crossfire, and that's the advantage of pushing up into those spots. And now a little bit more freedom for them to come forward. You can see some shots. I think Mizu took down PD there, and DevK doesn't even know where those particular shots were coming from. Obez picks up the bomb. That was Obez, I think, spraying in DevK's direction. So he's got the bomb now. DevK going to be watching a close angle just outside of Garage.
All that Avant have to do here is wait, but unfortunately for them, or unfortunately for DevK, he's going to be too happy to just run into the sights there of Obez. And once again, their aggression just proving to be their undoing at the moment. And I guess we did say they're more of a T-sided team, so if they do fall behind a little bit on CT side, it's not particularly unheard of. But certainly you wouldn't want to be sort of leaving yourself too many rounds on that T side that you have to pick up, because if you lose pistol round or something like that, then pretty much the map's gone or something like that. But it's going to be tough. SteelSeries, though, do have to win without letting Avant get to at least 10 rounds, I believe. Otherwise, Avant will take away the best of 2 because of the rounds deficit.
Sure. It's funny. It's yeah, as it's been said in chat, it's not so much the maps that matter, but the rounds.
Oh,
we've seen obviously evidence early on. Sheep goes for a bit of a peek there. Won't really eventuate now, and it's going to be an interesting scoreline of 5-2. T-side proving to be quite comfortable at the moment for the guys on SteelSeries, and Obez again holding. Very typical from him. If we're playing Crash on COD 4, it'd always be bot lights or top glitch or something like that. He loves to hold the default angle and win the aim battle.
Okie dokie. Now it's going to be a sort of an eco round here. We can see, of course, Sheep managed to save that AWP of his, and he's going to have to come up pretty huge in this round. Obviously, we've spoken about it. He hasn't been particularly fantastic so far today. Perhaps this is where he starts to turn it around and become big and strong on land. And PG, he's gotten himself into a pretty interesting position here. Obviously got boosted up by somebody onto boost spot, but isn't going to spot anyone out there. He's going to be aware, though, there are a lot of guys in this warehouse. I think they actually ran past the player there sitting in the smoke as well, so this could turn out very well for Avant. PG takes down Nick and is, in fact, traded out there by Spikesberg. So I think DevK, though, might be aware that Spikesberg is hanging around somewhere and should be able to find him out. He actually has a perfect position on him, and Spikesberg taken down there. Chris picks up another one as well, so the eco round working out very well so far for Avant. Picks up one as well onto Fenrir, and it's all up to Obez on his own. He does have that AWP of his, and he is a fantastic player so far. We've seen him play just perfectly this weekend, but he's got a lot of work to do here in this 2v1. It's going to be Sheep and DevK on the hunt, and the bomb isn't even planted yet at the moment. So Obez, he has to make the move here, but it is going to be DevK taking down Obez, and another round now into the bank of the Avant guys, and hopefully for them that'll give them a bit of momentum and make them pick up a couple more rounds in a row.
All right, well, they need that one. There's no doubt about it. Was that a third AWP in DevK's hand? No, they're going to pass them around a little bit. Yeah, it's 3 AWPs. Okay, fine. We'll see how this one goes. Has DevK and Sheep all with an AWP in hand now. Maybe adding another element to DevK's attempts at mid-control here. We'll see if that one works out here. There's actually opting for a rifle this round. It's going to be a bit more of a slower approach.
Triple AWP setup for Avant.
Yeah, exactly. I really don't know how that's going to work out, but it does have the AWP. He'll be watching towards B. DevK has one as well. Looking in towards mid. That's going to get really messy. Chriso actually gets the kill in the kerfuffle, and DevK will pick up another frag through the smoke, essentially. Sheep just watching A on his own now, has going to be pulling back. So PDG now ready to receive the push on towards the side. Nick finds his head though, and here comes the push from Steelseries on towards the side. Nick takes a nade to the leg. Better than the arrow, I suppose, and now Spikesberg can set up and watch. Bombed out. Here we go, Steelseries now to try and hold this side. 3 AWPs for the retake. I think yes. Let's see what we can do here. Has this gun. Nick pushes straight out towards the Spikesberg, trying to help out as well. It's a good effort. And now it is just Spikesberg v DevK, the 1v1 situation. Spikesberg watching that angle well and finds the head of DevK to send him packing. And that's a blow to Avant Garde. They finally got the gun round up. They finally had been able to buy some weapons, and they just got decimated. It's funny, 3 of them had AWPs. It was a 3v2 situation as well on the retake. And you know what? That is A, AWP not great as a retake weapon, and B, Kate is a bitch for a scope.
Yeah, they just got punished for that triple AWP setup, and unfortunately as well, it's going to really mess up their economy. So they're going to be back onto an eco round here, and we'll see if they can repeat those heroics of the last eco round. But DevK gets taken down there by Obez. Has been very strong for Steelseries so far. Nick finds one onto Chris, and this does not look like it's going to be going in the favour of Avant at this stage. PDG takes a little bit of a nade to the face, and is going to be flashed out there and taken down by Mizu as well. And it is going to be a very easy round here in the favour of Steelseries. They haven't even lost a gun just yet. Nick almost went down. He's on 2 HP, but certainly doesn't appear that they're going to have too much trouble here, though. Has doing what he can to get the guns out of the hands of the Steelseries guys. And honestly, look, I think Avant, if they can get to 7 or 8 rounds here, they might be pretty happy. They think they can take it back in the T side.
Well, at this stage, they're scrabbling for resources. Their economy is a bit weird. They'll probably be able to buy next round and just share some guns around. They probably will. But see Fenrir. That was straight to the head there. Has with the double tap. Clinically efficient, as we've come to expect the man to be. The bomb is down, so again, it's a matter of trying to get some exits, and Spikesberg is going to be able to get the flank on him. There are 4 entrances to that garage area, so good luck trying to watch all of them at the same time. 7-3 heading into the 11th round, and Steelseries putting on a bit of a clinic for us, to be honest. It's definitely a very different situation as to what we saw on the last map.
Definitely is, and well, the magic number for the Avant guys is 10, so they're still a fair way away from that. So have a lot of work to do here, but PDG once again with that Mag 7 is going to be a pretty good buy here coming out from the counter terrace. Not a huge amount of nades, but they do have enough to work with. They're going to be able to smoke off a few places that they do want to do, and we'll see now what Steelseries want to do. They're going to go quickly onto this A site through the smoke. It's not going to work out so well for them so far. Chris picks up one, and DevK finds another, and Sheep picks up another, and DevK has found himself 2. DevK eventually gets traded out, but it's a 3v1 here for Spikesberg, and in the end gets taken down by Sheep. So, yeah, probably an error in judgment running through that smoke there.
That round felt a lot more like Avant's pace, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, quick and fast.
It was honestly, well, it was. Yes, it was a time scale of almost what you'd expect to see in some sort of eco round. A bit of an aggressive rush here, and one of the first times this game that Steelseries have actually had a decent crack at the A site, really like early on in the round, like as in just to open up with. They usually try and take mid control, but with DevK and PDG holding it down, they've seemed to struggle a little bit actually doing that now. So let's see what they can do. Mizu finds has their Fenrir, just a couple taps in towards A main. Actually not going to see anyone at this stage. That was Mizu on the B side with that first pick here, so he's just going to try and mix things up, and he's drawn that player across to B now. So it's 1A, 1 mid, 2B, and we can see the split here from Steelseries is fairly wide. Nick trying to work out a squeak. We did see Fenrir drop to Sheep earlier on. He's actually sitting at quad, so Nick knows to be very careful about where to poke his head. One of the smartest players I've ever played against in my time, Nick, so I expect him to understand this situation completely. Sheep is the one watching the doors. He doesn't really know where to be looking at this stage. I think it's only Nick that's actually threatening him at the moment. I don't think he realises that, so we don't... Wow! Straight through the door. He's got to hit it eventually. He's definitely getting a bit of spam on there. So now Mizu is going to make his way towards the B side. In fact, the majority of the Steelseries guys are. Only one player there at the moment. Nick caused enough commotion over at the A side to draw the rest of Avant Garde across. Mizu in checkers, Obez, the opening, and Spikesberg is going to go in as well. They're going to push on towards this side. It's going to be PDG to try and hold on to this one. He's got the Mag 7. Chriso, though, comes out from heaven, I think it was. Maybe checkers in from mid, I'm not sure. But now PDG trying to hold the side, taking a lot of damage. Oh, yes! Spikesberg will find him, but DevK gets there in time. So despite the fact that Avant Garde are a little bit spread, It was a slow push on towards the site by Steelseries. Just that moment of indecision, it tells you a lot about their mindset here. After losing that first round, obviously they weren't maybe as confident coming forward, and now that is 2 rounds in a row to Avant Garde. They're bringing it back.
Yeah, we did discuss it a little bit before the actual best of 2 started, that Avant were kind of a momentum-based team, and if they can string another couple of rounds together, they could possibly run away with this map, but it's certainly going to be up to Steelseries to stop that. We can see PDG, of course, trying to do his best to defend these sites, but Haz is going to be the one to pick that one up. PDG does find one, though, with that M4. He should find a second here. No, he doesn't. Spikesberg picks him up with the Tech 9, and Nick finds another as well with the Tech 9. DevK, though, is going to defend this site. The molly is going to come out. The bomb has been planted, but DevK finds a nice shot onto Nick. I think he knew he was there, though, so, well, it works out in the end. Wow, he's crazy.
He's a nutter. DevK is large. What a big round for the man. 3 frags for him. Seasoned fragger at Counter-Strike. You got to love a bit of DevK action, and he obviously justifiably sits on the top of that scoreboard with an excellent retake of that B site. This is where Steelseries start to get a little bit nervous. The brow furrows slightly, and they're thinking maybe Avant Garde have our measure now. Maybe they understand a little bit about how we're trying to play. We'll see. We'll see if they can deviate from their normal strategy enough in this round to pick this one back up. Avant Garde, obviously, with the last 3 in a row. And that was obviously a defuse win there. So, Obez with the bomb, going B on his own for the moment. Might try and open up the account early on. I don't know if he's really going to see too much. DevK goes a little bit low from the early salvo of nades coming out. 3 Avant Garde players in mid. This is where the confidence starts to kick in. They're trying to take control of this map. You can see Chris cheekily up on top of the roller. And, of course, PDG never too far from his mate DevK. They have got mid on lockdown. But the question is that where Steelseries want to go right now? I know they want to make an entry on towards the A side. Fenrir is the first one out of the gates. And there's no one at B except one in quad. I think Fenrir shots towards Highway. Oh, the aim was just not there for just a bit of spray there. PDG on the flank there, trying to get some damage down on towards Nick, and he will connect with that shot. But the bomb's going B here, so another fake sold. But you'd think, you know, Fenrir was going to fake it. He'd still try and hit those shots. It was average aim at best from the man. And now it's going to cost Steelseries some players. And Mizu finds Haz very, very cheeky. Through some of that wood, I'm not sure. Mizu finds Crusoe as well. 2v3 situation now. Avant Garde getting gunned down. They had a full 5 men for this retake, but it looks like they're going to be working with a lot less now. Let's see what happens. Mizu holding the side. Obez as well, going to try to flash out to delay Avant Garde, pushing onto this side as long as possible. Sheik gets his head taken clean off. Oh, Obez on the PDG as well. Obez doubles up onto DevK. My God, great hold there from the guys from Steelseries. That was essentially a 2v5. Essentially, yeah. They pretty much had a full team and they tried to push onto that one. But Steelseries hold. They dig in and they get another round.
Yeah, so if Steelseries managed to pick up this last round here, they would probably be pretty pleased with their half. They might have wanted maybe a couple more, judging by how well they were doing earlier in the half, but Avant managed to pull it back here. Obez just got flashed out in time to not find the player there. It's DevK. He picks up one before being traded out there finally by Obez, but Chris finds himself one as well. Sheep going to be tasked with defending the A site here on his own at the moment, and it's gone pretty crazy here, actually. A couple of the CTs look like they're in the T spawn almost, and PDG round behind on the rotate. Does manage to find Mizu, and this looks like it's going to be the round going over to Avant. So 7 rounds for Avant and 8 for Steelseries. So I don't know if Steelseries would be particularly pleased with how the second half of that first half went.
A few frags being given away quite cheaply here. Mizu backing up in towards Garage and just getting shot in the back of the head doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I really think that he should be aware that, you know, if he's trying to push into a CT lineup, they would have that area well and truly populated. And unfortunately he doesn't, and he's got to pay for that one. Look, some really classy showings from Steelseries on a few of these rounds, especially getting the bomb down and then just holding. So let's see what they can do for us in the pistol. I mean, they do find themselves ahead heading into this second half. So let's see if they can manufacture as good a CT side or better than they did on T.
Okie dokie. So the very important pistol round here. I think we've said it so many times, but of course it's going to put the team who picks it up in the driver's seat for the next few rounds, and it's going to be Avant here looking towards that A side. Are they going to get anything here? PDG starts us off there with a nice shot onto Mizu, picks up a headshot. DevK is going to be charging out main here, and Obez picks up one onto Chris, and he finds a second one as well onto Haz, a third onto Sheep. Obez, this guy is actually very impressive this weekend. DevK finds one, but it's not going to be enough. It's a 3v1 for him. Doesn't have the bomb either, and I think they know exactly where he is.
They've given him plenty of room, except for the shrapnel jutting into his side after that nade hits him. DevK, he can plant default without being bothered. You see, the thing about like the A side in case is you can essentially plant, if they give you room, you can get a plant down on that default spot. He went for the poke and got his head taken off for his trouble. Jesse Vergler, the Obez man, huge with that 5-7 in that round, earned himself a decent amount of cash as well. If you can 3K with a pistol when most of your team's still standing, you're probably going to win the round. We'll have to see here now what the response is going to be from Avant Garde. A couple of deagles to start with. That's definitely going to be some of the plan. You can see a lot happening here in B main. Fenrir threw out the Molotov here just to try and hold back. Mizu gets chunked down a little bit, and that was through mid, I think. So let's see if we can just hang on for the moment now. Has been leading the charge here. There's a little bit of action happening in mid as well. DevK goes straight in towards the face of Mizu, but he lets his mate Chriso clean up the kill. I think he was going to struggle a little bit anyway. Has now picks one up as well. Chriso just chilling in mid. Now going to head in towards checkers. It's a 3v5, so Avant Garde have the players now. It's about distributing those resources as wisely as possible. And they've essentially pulled themselves out of that B area now, and they've just left Chriso back. Maybe to catch a rotator. There is a player up at heaven for Steelseries. He might elect to jump down and get his head taken off. Spikesberg's still on the side as well. So big investment here for Steelseries towards that B. Now Ober's going to rotate back. They're trying to split it as evenly as they possibly can. Nick is the one at quad right now. Spikesberg found Chriso in the meantime. He's holding on that side. That's his second kill as well. Has drops down. Still 3 players for Avant Garde. They've still got chess pieces on the board. Ober's now to B. The attention being drawn away from the bomb side, and now Nick will be there.
That's not good for Steelseries.
That's way yellow. Nick gets dropped down as well. Push on towards that A site. Going to be a plant easily. So Ober's a little bit quick to rotate there. But that being said, I mean, when you see 2 players push onto a site, sometimes you can think that Avant Garde, I hate to think of any player as expendable, but they kind of were in that case. They kind of were able to sort of work with those players. So you can see now, Ober's trying to make his way across here. Spikesberg will be watching that corner as well. Ober's gets himself set up there. PD picks up Spikesberg. So it's a 1v3 situation. What can Ober's do in this situation? Can he pick this one up? He's trying to hold. He's got no health to speak of. He does have his trusty 5-7, but PDG will smirk at the very thought of Avant's charge being stopped in that round, and they pick up their first round of the half.
I've got to say, Uber, I think Avant probably should just stick with the pistols. Seems to be working out very well for them so far. They've picked up a ton of eco rounds so far, but looks like they're going to be buying up for the most part here, or they've saved a few weapons as well. So they're pretty happy with the arsenal that they have got in their hands at the moment. They're going to be heading here now towards the A and B side. So go for a little bit of a split, and that's not going to work too well for Steelseries because DevK, well aware of that push coming out there. And wow, Chris picks himself up one as well. And this is just absolutely slaughter coming out here from Avant.
Yep, I mean, it's an eco. Steelseries took a risk. Thought it might be worthwhile to shut down the economy here of Avant Garde, but didn't really pay out. I mean, it's tough to push into that as well. The nades were good. You know, the thing is, even if Avant Garde know that it might be an eco, the flashes are still there. The nades are still there. They're still making sure they're taking the appropriate precautions and you know, laying contingencies in place to ensure that they come out on top in that round. They are being serious about this one, so they absolutely deserve that round. And the whole point of this sort of cheesy stack for Steelseries was to try and catch enemy teams who are overconfident.
Okie doke. So Avant 1 round away from that important 10 rounds, which would seal the best of 2, and then they would go 2-0 up in their overall score, I guess you could say. But we'll see now what the Streamline guys, or Steelseries guys are going to be able to do to defend it. And they've actually started off quite well, picking up 2 kills. It's a 3v4. Fenrir, though, is in a bit of trouble on that low HP. Sheep manages to find Nick as well, so we're back to a 3v3, and now it possibly is in the favour of Avant. But though, Spikesberg deciding he is not keen to give up this round and pick himself up another couple of kills. It's a 4K for him so far. Potentially going to be able to pick up an ace for himself. We'll see where Sheep decides to push.
That's pretty crazy. Plenty of banner coming out in the chat as well. Spikesberg with a great spray there with the M4A1S. It's not easy to do. You don't have a lot of bullets. You've got to bring that crosshair across as quickly as you possibly can. And, you probably will know that anyway, ladies and gentlemen. But here is a 1v3 situation. So Sheep will go to him. He's on his own right now. Trying to work in on towards this B side. So the spray coming from the direction of Fenrir. Going to make him think twice about it, but he's got to go for it. He's got no choice now. He's got the bomb at least, so that is something. He's going to check his flank here, hoping he wasn't going to be too cavalier about the poke and lose his head very cheaply, but he's just going to have to sit and wait, I think. 1 frag for the man so far in this round. Sheep definitely wants to add to it. Can do so. Fenrir walks straight out into his crosshair. Have to question some of Fenrir's decision-making over this map. Seems like it's a little bit off, but nonetheless, Sheep gets the plant down. Can he hold though? Is he? Oh, nope. As I say that, Obez will find him there. Going to steal that ace away from Spikesburg. And that is going to be another round coming back from SteelSeries. So they're definitely showing signs of the consistency they managed to find on the T side here to put themselves in the lead. Remember, we're always thinking about map score here, or round score, should I say, not map score.
Yeah, and we've just received confirmation that Immunity has 2-0 Noxious, a 16-1 on Cash and 16-12 on Inferno.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of talk here from all the guys. PD, obviously, always vocal. So,
yes.
I mean, as I said, this is going to make it's going to be a close one. I think, how many rounds are SteelSeries allowed to give Avant Garde on this map? 10 max.
10.
Wow.
So one more, and Avant are safely through the best of 2. At the moment, I guess, if it goes to 16 and 9, Avant are probably going to have to play for the overtime, actually. It's Mizu going to pick up the first kill there, though. PDG with a big spray down. There's a lot of terrorists here in the checkers area, but PDG did take a fair bit of damage for himself, and it looks like the B site is being now kind of stacked up here by SteelSeries. A lot of them have rotated over, so this is going to be tough to push in here for the Avant guys. It's going to be 4v4, and it looks like they've kind of been made aware of that fact and have decided that they want to back out a little bit. They've still got a minute to go, so they do have plenty of time to rotate over to that A site, but DevK on the lurk is going to find one, so that's a very important kill. We're going to see if he can find any more. He's having a look at vents. Obviously, there's nobody in there, and actually the Avant guys deciding perhaps they want to come back towards this B site, and that leaves us in a difficult situation here for the SteelSeries. They aren't sure where the Avant team is, and Chris picks up one onto Nick as well, so it's going to be very tough now for SteelSeries after what looked like a potentially decent round for them, and this could be that 10th round that Avant needs.
Yeah, I think, and I wonder if SteelSeries realise that. Probably not. You know, if they'd probably done the maths, they probably would have gone for this one here. It would change the way you play, knowing how important like the round score is, just to try to scrape through that much. So maybe it's just as well, because I'd hate to see teams just throwing themselves in and trying to just scrounge together the rounds. So nonetheless, keep that one on the down low, because SteelSeries are definitely going to need those rounds.
Whoa!
Obez finding Sheep. A wizard with a Zulu stick, as always.
Well, doesn't matter in the end. Avant going to pick up that round, so that's 10-10. So a very close map coming out here. So we'll soon see whose prediction is going to be correct. Mine 2-0 or yours 1-1.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny because the 1-1 only means so much. You're only going to see a tiebreaker if both maps go to 15-15. So maybe not as important, I guess. And that's why winning that first map is so important, because you set a target for your opposition to chase. And the stronger you come out of the gates early on, and it really punishes teams that aren't sort of ready, that aren't in the zone, and aren't bringing their A game straight off the bat. So speaking of A game, let's see what Avant Garde can do. Sheep now pushing towards mid. Chris, I check in that dastardly sandbag spot now as they all do move across. In fact, SteelSeries sitting quite forward over on the A side, so there's no one at quad to catch Avant Garde as they try and push up highway now. Obez will get the pick on towards Has, though. He's holding A nicely. Looking to A main. He's going to see a flowered nade come in his direction there. Avant Garde want to make the entry here. They are determined to get onto this site. Smoke goes up right in front of Obez. He's not going to see anything right now, and Chriso will pick him up from highway. That's what happens when you give up most of A. Quad wasn't really held at any stage. Spikespeed going to creep in towards mid. Sees Sheep, catches him unaware as well. We'll be able to pick him up fairly easily. DevK on towards the site. Chriso burns Nick to a crisp. DevK going to jump over red. What's he looking for? Maybe an AWP perhaps. No, he's happy with the AK. Chriso now going to do some damage over towards Truck. Going to force SteelSeries back. It was an A plant, of course. And now Chriso just going to hold it. Very, very ballsy of him to hold this spot. He is out in the open, but he is keeping SteelSeries' heads well and truly ducked. What is PDG doing? Okay. Yep.
Perhaps waiting to boost someone up there, I think.
Possibly. I had less savoury.
Yeah, I knew what you were thinking.
It's PDG, man. You know the man's all about that. But nonetheless, it's 11-10. Avant Garde still with 2 players up there. So, SteelSeries doing some damage in terms of money here. But you can see that Avant Garde aren't really strapped for cash that much as well. And Immunity. I keep seeing the SteelSeries logo. It's killing me.
Yeah.
SteelSeries aren't going to buy this round. They're going to opt for an eco.
That is true indeed. And has picked up an AWP, but funnily enough, Sheep hasn't got one for himself. So perhaps Sheep feeling a little off today or something like that, but has the AWP at the moment. Spikesburg starts us off, though, but is going to be just going on for a 1v1 at the moment. PDG picks him up as well, so it's a 2v2, a 2-4-2 at the moment. DevK finds another, so it's a 3v2 at the moment. PDG finds another, and Mizu going to be the sole man alive here for Steelseries, and this is the kind of round that you want to see Avant playing, I guess, for them. They like to play quickly and that sort of thing on the terrorist side and get into those sites and get the kills and that sort of thing. Obviously, they weren't on a site, but nonetheless, the round was going quickly for them. Mizu here, though, is going to be taken down by DevK. 12 and 10 now in the favor of Avant, and Steelseries, I mean, even if they do take this map, they're not going to be winning the best of two, so it's probably not a very fun situation for them at all.
Okay, 12 and 10. Avant Garde now, like definitely approaching the magic number here of 16. Steelseries losing a few rounds there. I mean, that last one was a pistol, so I'm not gonna rag on them too much here. PDG, as usual, leading the charge over on B, but he is the only man there at the moment. Sheep is working towards A mate, DevK in towards long. So I feel like Sheep will be the first man to see some contact here. You can see DevK is walking it up with his mate Has. All about the A right now. There's a bit of gunfire happening over the rest of the map. PDG is really causing a stir over here at the B site, but that is actually... well, it's not where the bomb's being carried yet. Anyway, we can get a couple of frags. I happen to go there, but no. That's over to plan A. Plan B, I assume PD really was there. DevK trying to work out of Squeaky. Looking around for the targets. Chris in mid. Find the head there. We get the spray down. No spikes. A little bit better. And Avant Garde losing some really... aim battles that they really shouldn't even be taking at this stage in the round. They don't really have the players to throw them so willy-nilly into the flames, but they're going to work on towards A anyway. They're going to make the best of what they got at this stage. Got to be very, very careful of any flank coming through from highway as well. DevK over at the tractor. I'm going to call it tractor. Has gets the burn down. DevK gets the shot as well. 2v3 situation. Avant still down in players until Has found that kill on towards DevK. And now Steelseries, they're going to play catch-up here. Mizu and Fenrir approaching. They've got two different angles on this one. Fenrir going to be kept well back towards the truck. And Mizu's going to be the man heading towards rafters. You can already see the Hazes move way back into Squeaky, so he's going to be able to poke that one. He misses the shot on Mizu. That's crucial now. Information flowing through Mizu and, of course, back to Fenrir now. But what can Fenrir do from that position?
Whoa,
a shot through the wall, maybe? I'm not even sure. DevK, though, with the double there. Beautiful spray down work from him. Steelseries looked like they really had no idea how to go about attacking that problem.
Steelseries just not really, I don't know, they should have really won that round, you would have said. They had a 5v3, I think it was, and somehow managed to throw that away. They're going to be on a force buy here. Fenrir picking up the scout. Spikesberg has his FAMAS, but the rest of them just sitting there on 5-7s. A big grenade coming out there, though, onto the Avant guys. Might have been a double nade, in fact. I'm not sure. Wasn't particularly paying a huge amount of attention to that, but they have taken a lot of damage. Nonetheless, Chris is very low, and Sheep as well, pretty low. So they are going to be kind of forced to slow down a little bit and look for a pick here, just so they can't get into there. Fenrir does, though, take a little bit of damage. I think that was from a grenade as well. And Avant just playing fairly slowly out across the map, trying to get some control anywhere that they can, and they haven't been able to find anything at the moment. There is some aggressive pushing here, though, coming out from Steelseries, so they're potentially going to find something. And we'll see if Spikesberg can find anything here. He's probably going to be the man. He's been playing fantastically so far this map. If he can pick up 2 here, it could be a big deal for Steelseries. Mizu is going to spot them out, so they do know he's there. Spikesberg peeks out, picks up 2, and actually can get a 3rd. Actually, no, that was Mizu. I am kidding. And Spikesberg has managed to survive as well, so Mizu finds 2 and Spikesberg finds 3, and that was a fantastic round coming out there from Steelseries. Avant just kind of all bunching up in the one spot and being smashed.
Alright, well, we definitely needed to see that from Steelseries to pick that one up, and they have done so. Crucially enough here, so we're going to be in to our 25th round. Steelseries need to keep stacking them up. They've got some money as well. Avant Garde actually are going to opt for the buy here to such an extent that I think Sheep only has a deagle. We'll have to wait and see. And now look at where we are moving here. Avant Garde heading over towards A again. Obez is actually going to let himself into Squeaky, trying to get an early pick, but no, Chriso's going to make him pay for that kind of cockiness, and they're going to push out onto that side fairly quickly, but the Molotov was very well thrown. Has is low as well. They have to extinguish that immediately, essentially, and they have to make their way over. DevK's already out onto towards the side, pulls out the nade. It almost cost him his life, but he's going to be able to throw that one over in Spikesberg's direction. Molly over towards Quad, but there's a bit of smoke in the way, so that's going to choke that one right out. DevK gets the spray down. Oh, Mizu responds on quite nicely. Chriso trying to bring it up the rear, essentially. Oh, Has is sitting over in Squeaky. He goes down. Mizu picks him up here. Chriso trying to get through that door. It is open now. Here comes the set play. Nick picks up Sheep as well. Is running out of time. Avant Garde don't have the members. They don't have the time, but they have Chriso on the side. That's all they need. There is some smoke up. A 2v1 situation now. Where is the bomb? Close to Chriso, but not in his inventory. And there we go. The next round, well, going to be an equaliser potentially for Steelseries if they can bring this one back.
Yeah, it is going to be an eco here, though, for Avant. It's going to be tough, but, you know, we've seen them win so many eco rounds so far, so definitely on the cards. We'll see what they can do. They're going to go for Tech 9. No armor at this stage, but they are going to be able to do a lot of damage if they can get into those close quarters. It's going to be up to Steelseries to stop them from being able to do that. The molly going to come out here onto B Halls, and it's going to be Mizu picking up the first frag there onto Haz. PDG running into mid here. Does spot one out. Isn't going to be able to get the shots off, though, but Chris picks up one. He's going to spot the second as well. Fenrir is going to have the job of defending this B bomb site, but that was a good shot coming out from him, and Avant certainly not going to be winning this eco round unless Sheep just goes absolutely ham, pretends he's maybe playing TF2 with that scattergun of his that he was so famous for, but unfortunately not going to be the case. Obez takes him down, and it's going to be back to 13-13, equalized here for Steelseries.
Remember what I told you about momentum? Really, really important for a team like Avant Garde, who just thrive on the confidence that they run into rounds with. Well, that is now starting to leak away a little bit. 13-13, a possibility here for Steelseries to take this map right out from under the feet of Avant Garde. Let's see if they mix things up a little bit here. It is guns for everyone. So there is nothing different in that regard. They are definitely going to be coming out full strength here. Avant Garde making their way over towards the B side here, though, and you can see the push up from Steelseries in quite close to B main. Definitely in checkers. Oh, Sheep goes very low to that nade. Pretty much hit him directly down to 52 now. Mizu sets himself up in vents as well, getting ready for any sort of push that we might see. Chriso will be working in that direction as well. That is actually not an open space, my friend. There is a glass pane. Sorry, bro. Slow play here at the moment from Avant Garde. We know they want that B side. It's going to be PDD. It does make the entry there. Fenrir goes down and the cat's out the bag. They know they're going to push on. They're running out of time. Mizu picks up a quick double there. Coming out from Vince, but he does get shut down by DevK as well. PDG going to push straight through hell. He's going to smoke it up now and think twice of it. That's just a little flash of the aggressive PDG we're used to seeing. But cleverly now he's pulled right back out on towards the side. Smoking towards checkers as well. There is no way for Steelseries to assault this bomb side. A 3v3 situation now. Has DevK, PDG all trying to hold. Has outside B main. Got the flash on towards Obez, but he can't win a gun battle. Obez takes it down. Spikesberg pushes in, shoots through his own teammate. Nick goes down. But Spikesberg still managed to get DevK. Will it be enough though? Yes! He will get the spray down on PDG.
1 HP.
He does that. He's clutch.
Yeah. Well,
you can't say COD forward there because you regenerate your health in COD. So clearly he's picked up some CSGO specific skills there. Very impressive from the man. What a huge score from him. 32-16. Elvish guy. This man is on fire.
He is indeed. It's going to be a force up here, or, well, not too bad of a buy actually coming out from Avant here. They have got all AKs, a few grenades to work with on the side of DevK, but certainly, judging by the items, you would have to put this round in the favour of Steelseries at the moment. But certainly not all she wrote at the moment for Avant. It is going to be a 1-for-1 trade so far in mid. It looks like Avant really, I mean, both these teams actually seem to be prizing this mid control. And it seems to be working out so far. The T side has been fairly effective. It's going to be Sheep, though, picking up one, but it is going to be Spikesberg and Nick. Nick actually finds 2 for himself, and Avant could potentially be losing this round, or you would expect that they should be losing this round in a 3v1 situation here for Chris. But if there is one man you want alive in that clutch situation, it probably is Chris. We have seen him being fantastic so far this weekend, but I think he's probably got a little too much to do. He does have the bomb, though, so he does have options. 50 seconds to go as well, so he can maybe play around and see what he can do. If he can pick some 1v1s and win them without losing too much HP, he might be able to find something in this round, but it is going to be a very important round here for Avant if they do want to kind of take the map, of course. If Steelseries does pick up this round, which indeed they do, it's the best result that can come out here for Avant now is going to be 15-15. Of course, they're still going to win the best of 2, but you know, they definitely would have liked to pick up the map, get a bit of momentum going and that sort of thing.
These guys were confident. Avant Garde were very confident going into this game. They said, yes, we know that Steelseries went 15-15 with immunity, but we can bring this back. This would be the second time that Avant Garde lose the second map and still win the series, by the way. So, yeah, interesting little stat for you. I don't know how that's going to affect them, but let's see, because they're heading towards B in this case, and as usual, PDG is going to be spearheading this one. Sharp as attack. What an appropriate appendage to be putting at the front of your push in towards that B site. Smoke is up, though, and you can see it is a full commit here. Avant Garde, no, they don't really have much to lose now, and you can see they have spent their last pennies on this push. Everything comes down to this one for them on this map. You can see Chriso coming up as well. The push in by PDG, will it be enough? No! Has sends him packing. Oh, sorry, Fenrir sends him packing immediately. Has gets the double those. They push straight on in. It'd be awkward if he killed his teammate on such an important push. But now Devcade's going to set himself up in check. Will he see Spikes go? Yes, but he'll see him a split second before he goes down. Chriso on the side. They have the bomb down, so it's all about the retake now for Steelseries. Let's see if the T's can hold onto it. Obez is the man in hell. Let's see if he can put Avant Garde in hell right now. He gets splashed out completely. He's going to force him straight back away from that one. Nick will pick up the kill, though. Here's the push. Has, and Shin combined nicely. Spikes with last minute. He was huge last time.
Oh!
Is he huge again? Yes, he is. Spikes with the massive clutch. He's going to go huge in this game, and he's going to make it an outright victory for Steelseries. 16-13. Take a bow, Spikes. Back in COD 4 was huge. Still huge in CSGO. My God, what an impressive performance from the man. And that's it.
That was an absolutely huge map from Spikesberg. I'm not sure exactly how many kills he ended up getting,
36
but
or something.
36. Well, that is a lot.
Yeah, it is. No, absolutely.
So, nonetheless, we're going to see Avant taking out that best of 2. So they're 2-0. Immunity 2-0 as well. So after this, we're going to be seeing probably the blockbuster match of this, I guess, group. It's going to be Immunity and Avant. The winner of that is going to be first seed into the finals tomorrow. And the loser, of course, going to be still going through to the finals, second seed, potentially going to find themselves up against the winner, or they definitely are going to find themselves up against the winner of Group B, which we would expect probably going to be Chiefs.
Well, it's hard to say now. I mean, some of these results are throwing me right off.
Yeah, and as we did say, Chiefs have had a little bit of a lineup kind of change recently, since the last LAN at least, and so potentially could play some sort of a part here at these LANs.
Absolutely. We're going to have to wait and see that one. So that will hopefully be the match we're going to see next. We're going to take a bit of a break. I think everyone here, some of the players are going to get themselves some lunch. I'm going to try and catch some air or hook myself up to an oxygen tank or something like that and just recover what I lost there. But what a fantastic game. What a great best of 2. Avant Garde, again, dragging themselves through by the skin of their teeth on the back of a strong Dust 2 performance. Maybe they should. Maybe we should just see Dust 2 banned away from AV.
We'll see. Immunity might choose to veto Dust 2, but... well, we'll have to find out after the break.
Absolutely, guys. We'll be back very, very soon. Don't go too far. We're going to get a bite to eat. So make sure you're back here when we are returning. Huge games to come. Immunity versus Avant Garde. You heard it here first. See you soon.